Howdy, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of Mondays with Mom. I'm here. Mom is here.
Hi,
Straight's
everybody.
here.
Hello.
Carla's
here.
Hello.
Jewbug, we've let her out of her cage. If you notice her in the corner, the cage is empty. We're going to try it. See if she's going to be a good girl or not.
She's going to sleep.
Well, what do we want to do with this episode? We was talking about the music and everything. You said you had a funny story you want to tell.
Yeah, I remember when we first got the band together with Ron and Anton, your dad, and myself. We made an appointment to audition in Park City at Muldoon.
Yeah.
So we went to Park City, and you kids went with us.
Lord, I beg.
Yeah.
Beg.
Anyway.
I don't remember being there when they did
I
that.
don't.
You were.
Anyhow.
Anyway, we got together and the owner wanted to hear us play. So we played a couple of tunes, and your dad was making mistakes all over the place because he was nervous. So when we got through, he got up, took his mantle, and went out to the car.
Yeah.
And so we, Ron and Anton and myself, we stayed in there and was talking to the owner. And the owner loved us. He said, "Yeah, I want you on the weekends. Can you do the weekends?" So your dad was out in the car sulking because he thought sure that they wouldn't want us. So we went ready to leave. We went out to the car. And your dad says, "Well, I guess they don't want us." Says we was terrible. And they said, "Yeah, they want us."
Well, if he'd have stayed in there for 2 minutes.
Yeah, if he'd have stayed, he would have heard. But I thought that was funny.
He was always like
Yeah.
Mr. Perfectionist.
He rushed out because he made a couple of mistakes.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
I'll never forget that.
And y'all started playing there, and Lord, that lasted how many?
I don't. They
A
were
long
there.
time.
Quite a
It
long.
was-
I mean, you built quite the reputation there in Park City.
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to think. They met Anton in '72. So
Yeah.
that must have been the summer. That must have been in the summer of '72 when you started playing at Muldoon.
It
You hadn't
probably
been playing
was.
with Anton all that long, I don't think.
But I remember it was 74, 75. Park City just started the yearly art festival there.
Yeah.
And you all was one of the headliners of the thing because you were so well known in Park City. But I guess they still do that. I know they have a film festival there now. I don't know if they do their art festival
I
anymore.
think that. Well, they were still doing it when we left, but that was in 1995, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah. I
You
don't
say,
know.
well, it was 1995 like it was a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
That's a long
Seems
time
like
ago.
22 years ago.
October, we left October of 96.
95.
I mean 95.
Yeah.
And been here ever since.
I love
Yeah.
Park City, Utah.
Well, I love the old Park City. The new, I don't know. I haven't been
I don't
there.
think I could get used
I know
to
the Hollywood people sort of took it over and turned it into some kind of yuppie hangout.
Well, it was still, in the early 90s, it was still nice because you had that main street with
Yeah,
the
the
old
early
buildings.
90s. I haven't been there in a long time.
Because I used to, when I worked at Pony Express, I had a run that I had to do through there.
Yeah.
It was part of my route. And so I was all over Park City, but even then it was still nice.
I'll tell you the funny. To me, it's funny. I'm sure to the people that invested their millions of dollars in it, it wasn't no joke. But you remember, like I said, when the Hollywood elite yuppies moved in and started buying land up, and they bought that piece of land. What they call it? Something development, Foxfire Development, something like that. It was like a big 18-hole golf course, and
There's an old Arnold Palmer golf course up there.
I can't remember. It was called something. Wildwood or something. But no, I mean, a big resort, 18-hole golf course, townhomes and all. And then all of a sudden, after they'd spent all the millions of dollars developing it, the government come in and shut it all down. Said they built it on the top of an old tailings pile where they used to do the mining.
Oh yes,
And it was
I
so
remember
it was
that.
so not infested. What's the word I'm looking for here?
I know what you're trying to say.
It was so poisoned.
Contaminated.
They contaminated. They closed it down. They condemned the whole thing.
I
Is
forgot
that where the
about
Silent
that.
Hill movie come from?
No. This was This was what, in the 80s?
No, I'd forgot about that. No, the Arnold Palmer golf course is still there.
Yeah, that's a new one. No, this was
Yeah.
called like. I'll have to Google that and see. It was called. It had a goofy yuppie name, like not Wormwood, but it was something like that. It was called or Fox Run or
Greenwood?
yeah, it was something or Greenwood Estates or you know what.
Yeah.
I
Naughty
forget.
Pine Acres or something goofy. But my God, they came in and they spent millions of dollars. 18-hole golf course, resort hotel, townhome community. I mean, it was beautiful. And they came, and I don't know if they cleaned it up, if they were able to rescue it. I don't know, because see, we moved.
I don't either.
And I don't know what happened after that. But I know that the government come in, because, man, it made headlines. It was on the national news. Well, they come in there, the government, and shut the whole thing down and said, yo, you idiots, you built this resort on a tailings pile from the old days when that used to be a mining town. A lot of people are like, what's a tailings pile? What are you talking about? What that is it's during mining, all of the crap, the leftover crap that ain't gold and silver and everything, the really contaminated, nasty stuff, it goes in what they call a tailings pile. And that's where they built the resort, was on top of this tailings pile.
Boy, that hurt your bank account, didn't
Somebody
it?
lost money.
Lost millions. It was.
I bet there was
But
tears
it did.
in that day.
It made the national news.
I'd have cried.
But
Anyhow.
back when Mom and Dad played up there, most of the people up there were just hippies.
Oh, just hippies.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know why? Because back then, Park City, you could buy a 5-acre plot of land, Park City, for a few $100s.
It was
nothing.
cheap.
Yeah,
It was
so
really cheap.
Because it was up in the middle of nowhere.
You could have made a lot of money if you'd had enough wherewithal to
Yeah.
got into
Well,
that.
see,
back
when
then.
we were going up there, well, they were playing at Muldoon's. Park City was basically up the street hill was a Park West ski resort, and
They didn't
Park
even
City.
have Park West then. I think maybe it had just opened.
I think it had just opened. But the thing, Park City itself was not. Main Street was what? A conglomeration of.
Bunch of old buildings. Looked
Well, it was just an old.
looked like
town.
old Wild West.
Yeah, each side of the road had. I think one side had like a hotel.
Do you remember the Red Banjo Cafe?
Yeah.
That was another cool place.
Oh,
Yeah, it was a
yes.
pizza place.
Mhm.
Run by
You
hippies.
have any stories about the whole banjo place?
No, we just used to eat pizza.
Oh, okay.
Oh, they had best pizza in the world.
Yeah,
They played it.
I forgot about that.
You all played at Muldoon's and the Motherlode was the
Yeah.
two main, and the art festival, and the jazz festival. You all played at the jazz festival.
Yeah.
Remember
Yes, we did.
And I think there for about a New York second, I think you played once or twice at that hotel across the street.
We
There was some-
might have
There was some
outrented it.
fancy hotel across the street. Can't remember the. I don't think it was a Radisson. I can't remember what the name of it was.
that? Where was that? Was that Park West? Where we've got a picture of them in the lodge.
Yeah, I think so. I can't for the life of me find that. Do you know where that picture's at?
I'll have to look for it.
I have
It's
no
around
idea.
here somewhere. Oh, that's that picture that you scanned out of that big old that had that collage of
I don't know. I'll
pictures.
have to look.
Yeah, I think that's what that was.
Anyway, this is Mondays with Mom, not me and you reminiscing about what
Yeah.
we did.
Not Tuesdays with brother and sister.
Yeah, this ain't Tuesdays with Lord. What
They
were
stole
some of the
your
other?
show,
what was- oh, I'll tell you something.
That's
People
okay.
want to know through the years, and I know that you've had them. You've had several
Several what?
hobbies.
Who, me?
Yeah,
You ever made wine before?
Brandy.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, she made
She
drinks.
called it wine, but boy, did it pack a punch.
Oh, it was. Whew,
Well, tell us about that.
it was hotter than a firecracker on the 4th of July.
The hippies loved her.
Oh, loved it. Well, we talked on
I
last
quit
week,
making
we
it
talked
though
about it.
because I was afraid I was going to get in trouble.
No, what happened? No, I'll tell you. I remember this. What happened? The reason you canned it was for some reason your first 2 or 3 batches were awesome, but then for some reason it was getting contaminated, and
It tasted like dirty mop water.
oh, it was horrible.
But it
was
was
worse than
potent.
vinegar. No. I'm talking about that. The good stuff was good. But what happened is something was going on in her decontamination process, and she was wasting gobs of money on sugar and stuff. And you had about 2 bad batches, and you said, "That's it. I'm done. I can't do this." But it had to do something. There was somewhere in the process where you was cleaning stuff, because I tell you what, when you're making like beer and wine and stuff like that, if one little microbe.
Yeah,
Little
it's all it
bad
takes.
microbe gets in there.
Yeah.
It's done. The whole
It
batch
turns
is done.
to vinegar,
Turns
really.
to vinegar. It's horrible.
I gotta tell a tale on her. I don't know if you were with us. She was at the Denver, Colorado Bluegrass Music Festival, and she had her wine with her. And there was these guys there that was just part of the out in the campgrounds and that where we were at.
Mhm.
They were mushroom hunters, and
What's
I don't
that?
remember what kind of mushrooms. They were good. They told me what they were called.
Yeah,
They
the
were
mushroom
trading us
connoisseurs.
mushrooms
Yeah.
for her wine. We're swapping. Do you remember that?
No.
Yeah, and it wasn't psychedelic mushroom. We're talking
No.
about
These were
gourmet mushrooms. Like,
They telling on themselves.
yeah, we were.
Don't
we
let
were-
him lie.
It's not like we
Don't
were
lie, Ranger.
13 years old and we were hallucinating eating
No.
mushrooms at Park City.
These mushrooms
Right,
were
Ranger.
really good. They even fried them for us on their little stove.
Yeah.
Ooh. Portobello mushrooms.
They was keeping
Oh,
us
all
supplied
kinds of
mushrooms,
mushrooms.
and
Oh,
we
they
was
were
keeping them
good.
supplied in whatever it was she made.
Yeah. Her brew, Mama's home brew.
I got a funny story to tell. It reminded me in Denver. I was making friends with Byron Berline and Kenny Baker,
Yeah.
and so they were really nice. And I says, "I've got some drinks down in our track." I said, "Would you like one?" "Oh yeah." So they followed me all the way down to where we was parked, and Mark and your dad and them had drank all of the everything.
Oh,
Whoops.
So I had to apologize, and they took off.
no. Lord, I'll never forget the Denver.
And in case anybody
Bluegrass
don't know,
Festival.
Kenny Baker was Bill Monroe's fiddle player.
Right.
And I'm not for sure who Byron Berline played with. I can't remember.
I don't remember either.
It's been so many
Yeah.
years ago.
I'll never forget the Denver Bluegrass Festival.
Yeah.
It was just an adventure driving there in
Yeah.
that old travel hall.
Mm-hmm.
That was 1973 when we went to that first one.
But we seen he's a big time popular. Well, actually, he's getting up in age. I keep thinking like I'm still 30 years old. What's his name? Good God Almighty! He's on the
He's married to that country
Yeah.
singer
What's
Connie
his name?
Smith.
Got the big funky gray hair. I think
He used to
plays
play with
mandolin.
Lester Flatt.
Yeah, played Lester. But he was a kid. He was at the Denver
I'm sorry, my brain.
Bluegrass Festival.
Oh, Marty Stewart.
Marty Stewart. He
Yeah.
was like what?
Thir-
12,
No, see, he's 13. He was 15.
15?
He's
He
2
was a
years older
kid.
than me.
Wow.
But yeah, that's the first time that Marty Stewart. He was this kid. I think he played the mandolin,
He
wasn't
was playing mandolin with Lester Flatt,
With Lester
and that's the
Flatt.
first time that I had ever seen the McLean family band.
McLean family, man. Yeah. You got some stories for that, I'm sure, because there's a lot of stuff that happened in that festival.
Remember Boo Boo was running that rabbit, I believe it was, around that
Around the track. Yeah.
and Bill Monroe was standing there and a big wind come,
What
and
was
everybody's
that?
cowboys' hats blowed off but Bill's.
Yeah.
That's true. I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, he had it super glued to his head.
Yeah.
I found $20 blown around the parking lot.
I remember
Yeah.
that. I
Yeah.
forgot about that.
Nice. Pays to look down, don't it?
Yes, it does.
Always look where you walk. $20 will walk up to you.
Yeah, hung out, danced out the parking lot with the hippies. We was there for what? A couple of days? I can't remember how many
About
days.
3. I
3
think
days. We
there
was there
about
for
3 days.
quite a few days.
Let your mama tell some stories, Ranger.
Well, I don't have a lot. The only the one I remember is see, the band was not hard to play,
Yeah, you all didn't play at the festival.
but we did.
Oh, did
But
you?
this is when I
finish.
was playing with them.
Oh,
If you let me
No.
finish.
do what?
Mama
Well,
gonna
no,
get
you weren't
somebody.
playing with them. Lord, you was.
When they played at the Denver Festival, I was.
Mama's gonna get y'all. She's trying
Well,
to
you
tell a
was
story.
only 12 years old.
No, they didn't play back then.
Y'all better finish.
Anyway,
Well, that
I
must have been the
went. I
second time.
went and I talked to the owner or the people that was putting it on,
Yeah.
and they asked me if we would want to do the Sunday morning show.
Yeah.
And I said, yeah. So I got everybody together. They couldn't believe.
We had taken our instruments that weekend,
We could
I
not
didn't go with
believe.
y'all then.
and we opened for Dave Evans.
So you're
Mhm.
talking about a different time. I'm talking
About
about the original. I'm
1985.
talking about the original time we went to the Denver Bluegrass.
No, they
Festival.
didn't play. Well, I guess they took their instruments, didn't they?
Yeah.
They must have had them in the back of that travel hall, because I think we all went
Was y'all on
together.
TV that time?
From Denver?
Uh-huh.
No.
When
See,
they
that
put
second
y'all on
time that
TV?
you all went to Denver, I don't know where I was. I wasn't there. I don't know why, because I don't remember the second time. I
What, when
must have been
Cherie
working.
was with us?
Yeah,
Played with us?
I think I was working or something. Yeah,
There
I
was
was
some
working
reason
at the
you
time.
weren't with us.
Rick Martinez was with us then. But,
Yeah, see, I didn't go to that.
We must have took a couple of different. Well, I know we took a couple of vehicles, because I rode with you and Dad, and then Mark and Rick rode in a different.
Anyway, getting back to your hobbies. Another hobby you had, or I don't know if you even have them anymore. If you do, we're going to take some pictures. They'll be up the corner. But you was getting into the paint by numbers.
Oh, yes. I don't have any of them.
None of them? Oh, man.
No.
She had one, it was Last Supper. Worked on that thing for about 3 or 4 months. It looked nice.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do they even have paint by numbers anymore?
Yes, they still have them. Yes.
Do they still have them?
Walmart's carries them.
I thought maybe Michael's might, but
But yeah, Michael's does.
in fact, you got into it hot and heavy. I think me and Sheree picked up on it. Did it for a little while. But
Yeah.
you was really getting into it, and Lord, you had quite a few. What
I
happened?
did,
we
but I
we
don't
must have
know.
lost them in a move or something.
We probably did.
She did. She did some awesome
They
paint by
looked
numbers.
good.
Of course, a lot of people, paint by numbers. That's stupid because you're not really doing anything. That's not really art. Well, yeah, if you don't know what you're doing, it looks like crap. The way she did it, it really looked good.
It did. It
It
looked
did look
real.
good.
Yeah.
It teaches you to paint. That's how I learned
Yeah.
to paint years ago.
Then I got into crocheting when I was giving up cigarettes.
Yeah, crocheting. You crocheted a lot. You crocheted a big comforter for me.
Yes.
Of course, that got lost in the D word.
Yeah.
Anyhow, we ain't gonna talk about that yet.
D-I-V-O-R-C-E.
Okay.
I don't
we
do
heard
Tammy
enough. We
Wynette, or
heard enough
you
there,
do.
Tammy. Tammy Jr.
Tammy Wynette Jr.
But
I'll push.
yeah, you crocheted a lot. I'm sure you still have some of your crochet stuff around.
I got one.
One. I'll take
Oh,
a
I
picture
got
of
more
it,
than
put it
that.
up
I don't
for her.
know.
Yeah, we'll get some pics of that because you did some really cool stuff.
The woman that lived in the neighborhood, Miss Allen, she showed me how to make the square ones.
Yeah.
The granny squares.
Yeah, because I couldn't figure out how. I was kept going around and around.
Yeah, you was doing that. And I think she taught you how to. I think you got the granny squares down. She couldn't figure out how to put them together or something.
Well, I can make hats, but I can't do granny
You
squares.
do good
Yeah, you do
on your
good.
work.
I'm working on
That's
one.
the thing. You disturbed Dolly.
I'm sorry, Miss Dolly. I'm trying not to step on you, Shug.
Well, yeah, there's something. You sidetracked now.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, you kind of got into the knitting thing, but I think that was too busy for you. It was like there was too much to remember
Yeah.
to get it
That's a
going.
lot.
Yeah, I think I made a scarf about like that.
I never had the patience.
Oh,
for that
God bless
stuff.
these women and men that do that. Can remember all the knit one, purl two, and all the different things.
Yeah,
And if you don't do it, and you can be sitting there, spend a week knitting something, and then you get down to the very last row, and you forget to purl your two or something, or you knit your one, and mess the whole thing up.
Yeah.
That ain't my cup
And
of
if
tea.
you're really good, you can backtrack.
Yeah, you can
Because I've made
backtrack,
holes
but you gotta
and
be
stuff.
good.
I've knitted. I've made
Yeah,
holes.
yeah, I've seen, but you just keep going. That's one thing. Your due diligence is awesome because you'll knit a sweater and it'll be the most beautiful thing in the world as long as you look over the 2 or 3 little holes where you forgot to purl your two or knit your one or whatever.
You
it
ought to
is.
seen the first one I made. I was 14 and made it for a young man for Christmas. It looked like
Lord
a
have mercy.
baby blanket straight jacket. It was in baby blanket colors.
We're getting close to the end, and I want to fit in. This is perfect. This will fit perfect for the end here. It's that time that you decided when we was living at the trailer park that you was gonna sell Avon.
Oh, gee.
Oh, I'll never forget that.
Oh, it's got to be a good one.
Well, tell us the story. You was gonna sell Avon.
She did sell it for
Well, I did. I was pretty good at it there for a while. But
Yeah, but
this-
explain when you first started. Dad had to step in, and
oh,
it
he
didn't
started buying all this
yeah,
stuff.
it didn't do him. He's like, well, honey, I'm gonna set you up, and Lord, he spent hundreds of dollars. That he bought everything Avon had to sell Avon except
Yeah.
the kitchen sink. Well, no, I think he even bought the Avon kitchen sink. You had the samples. You had the big, not knapsack. What do you call it? Great big Avon.
like a duffel bag.
What was a big case that had all
Yeah,
samples?
what you had all your samples in it.
He used to
Your
go by the
books.
adage, you got to spend money to make money. And Lord, he bought all kinds of. I mean, you had so many samples, you about had to get a something wagon to tote them in.
I had a pretty good, quite a few
Quite a
customers.
few followers.
Yeah, you did.
Except this one, bless her heart, she was sick. I don't know what was wrong with her.
Now,
She'd order a certain shade of lipstick, and I would make sure that I wrote down the right one, and I'd bring it back to her. I didn't order that. That's not mine. I didn't order that. So,
yeah, but what she would do is say, well, since you ordered it anyway, can you give it to me or something
No.
like that, wasn't it?
mm-mm.
Now, you had a few that would pull that on you.
Yeah.
They'd order stuff and you'd get it and take it to them, and they, well, can I get you next week? It'd be like, because they didn't pay for it, you'd let them order it,
Yeah.
and then they'd pay for it when they got it.
Yeah.
Well, you'd get it, take it to them, and they'd be like, "Oh, thanks, Marie. By the way, can I catch you next time on paying for this?" I think you did that maybe a couple of times with some of them.
Yeah. And then I quit doing
And then they
it.
wouldn't pay, and then, what's the saying nowadays? They get all butt hurt because you wouldn't do it anymore for them.
They get amnesia.
Yeah.
They forget they know you.
You know, like,
And they owe you.
didn't I pay you for that? Because I used to tag along with you all the time.
Yeah.
I like Avon pretty good. Do you remember that perfume they sent you in your samples? Smelled like rotten eggs.
Yeah.
That was the worst smelling
Which one
perfume.
was it?
I don't remember, but it was horrible. I'm like,
Well,
how could anybody wear that?
We ended up with quite the collection of the perfume bottles of the old cars, and because Dad
Yeah.
he kept ordering. He's like, well, if people can see the stuff and hold it, they'll buy it. And he was, Lord have mercy. I mean,
Lipstick.
lipsticks and those.
He was
like I said,
supportive.
those perfumes with the cars and the.
Those are very collectible.
Ones with the there was
Yeah.
one you had. I think Carla bought one a while. She found one in the curio store. So the pink lady.
Mhm.
I don't know what it smelled
Oh.
like, but it was a big old pink lady statue thingy with the perfume in it.
Yeah. I've got quite a few. I collect perfume bottles.
Yeah, I used to go with you because I'd have to tote the big old bag of sample stuff because you couldn't carry it. I mean, that's how big that trailer park we lived in. It was a
It was a big trailer
yeah, it was a
park.
Yeah,
big
it
old
was.
trailer park.
It didn't look like these trailer parks nowadays.
No,
It looked like a regular subdivision.
Well,
but I tell you what, I Google mapped it, and well, vast majority is still trailers there. They've taken and done away with trailers on some of them lots and built houses.
Really?
So it's kind of a half and half, kind of a quasi trailer park subdivision kind of, because it was a trail, but it was a subdivided kind of trailer park because it had sidewalks and.
Yeah. It had two different streets. that
Oh
you
yeah, it was a
come
nice. It was a
The
really nice
lots were
trailer park.
huge.
Yeah.
Some of those lots.
You know,
And
a
you
lot of-
owned them. You could own them. That's
Yeah,
the
see,
best
a
part.
lot of people when you say trailer park, they think, you know, they envision the
trashy.
trashy trailer parks that's not what this was.
Now,
This
there wasn't
was,
that many trailers in there when we moved. Remember, they
no,
just had that one road?
Yeah,
But then later on, about a year or so after we moved in,
yeah,
they built that other road.
yeah.
And it
And
was
added on
nice.
to it. Yeah, that's when but there was another trailer park down the road from that, and they were extremely strict. If you had kids, they wouldn't let you have kids.
Oh, that was down Turpin Hill.
Yeah, down Turpin Hill.
Hmm.
Wouldn't let you have kids or anything. It
That was a nice
trailer
looking
park.
place too. Yeah.
I don't know why we're talking about trailer park. We was talking about you selling Avon.
Yeah.
Tell us some other stories about selling Avon, because Lord, you sold it for.
Well, honey, that's been 40 some years ago.
Well,
I can't remember.
it'll come. I'll tell you what. Next Mondays with Mom, she'll remember some of the stuff. She'll be like, "I want to talk about that."
It's hard to remember that far back. It is
Oh,
for me.
goodness.
Yeah,
Yes.
it is. But the thing about it is, when you start talking about it, that's when things start popping into your head. Oh, I remember this now. So now that we've sort of I brought it up, next time we talk, we'll probably be talking about it because you'll remember certain fun. Because there was some goofy stuff
In that
went
trailer
on.
park?
In fact, there was one time I think Dad about got arrested. He got mad because he went after one of your customers for some money or something,
Well,
and it kind
Let's
of
see, I don't remember
it kind of
that.
turned a little ugly. And then
That must have been when I gave it up.
I think it was shortly before you give it us. Like, okay,
Yeah.
I've had enough of this. But our time's about up, so get off of here. And it's been kind of a mixed bag today, but it's been interesting. There are going to be some more interesting stories and stuff. And
I think we're still in the 1970s, ain't we?
We're gonna
I
have
don't know. We're all over the place.
we're gonna have a special Christmas.
Yeah, because Christmas falls on Monday this year. So Christmas is going to be an awesome Mondays with Mom.
Right, we're gonna.
And even though it's Christmas Day, it's YouTube. Y'all tune in.
Yeah, because there's gonna be singing and
singing and dancing, and Lord, who
I don't
knows
know
what.
about the dancing, but
Yeah, might do some live painting and cooking and
I'm
We'll
gonna
have
dress up
eggnog.
like
picking and grinning.
Mrs. Claus. I'm gonna wear
yeah, okay.
my dress.
There you go, dress up as Mrs. Claus.
Yeah, I'll be Mrs. Claus.
We'll just have a
So anyway, as always, God bless. Take care, and catch y'all next Monday.
Bye.
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 Say bye, Junebug. Junebug's been good.
Yes, she has.
See, that's all Junebug wanted. She
Yeah,
says,
she's landing.
just include me. Right,
Yeah.
June June?
She's like, I'm
Right,
doing
Junebug?
good. I can.
She got her tongue stuck out.
Yeah, she's getting to that age. She said, I'm getting all grown up. In fact, y'all got to see this. Watch her move now. There she is. Oh, now she's gonna wake.
She says, I'm awake.
Say bye, Junebug.
Wait.
Say bye. Bye-bye, Junebug. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Say hi, Peanut. Kitty watches this show. Her little doggy, Peanut. Yeah, say hi, Peanut. Anyhow, we're gonna let Junebug take it on out. Say bye-bye, Junebug. Bye-bye. She said, bye-bye. Where's my treat?
She's out here.
She's out of here.
June June.
Y'all take care. God bless. Bye.